Hello, friends. Welcome back
What up?
to another episode of The Mindful CEO, the only podcast you should be listening to.
Mm,
This is the only
damn,
podcast
right into the deep end.
you have to put in your calendar
Because
because
it will change your life.
it will change your life because you'll miss out if you don't.
Yes,
Because, yeah.
yes, should have to, because
Hmm.
right into the deep end with that, Chris. Well
Yeah,
done.
man. I
Love
mean,
that.
my questions are flowing. I don't want to delay it any
All right,
longer.
let's hit it. Let's hit it because we're you ask the questions, they'll pick up on what we were talking about, I'm sure.
You were talking about responsibility. Maybe you should set that up and then let me ask my
Yeah, I
question.
was talking about responsibility and responsibility from a view, the way I distinguish it when I'm leading with Landmark that I've adopted as a personal expression because it's so fucking useful,
Yeah.
um, and is counter to what we normally think of as responsibility. It's not who's to blame. Not not it's not a backward looking conversation.
Yeah.
Normally, responsibility is either backwards or the pretense of the present. Like, I'm responsible for this situation. But really, what you're saying in normal discourse when you say I'm responsible for this situation in the present is I did something in the past
Mm-hmm. Sure.
that made this happen. You got to
Like
sit
I'll
with
take
that.
responsibility for,
I
like I
take
take
response.
responsibility for what happened.
Right. It's
Yeah.
all past based.
Right.
And, you know, this is why I still lead the leaders training program because we have people grapple with that one thought and apply it to their life for 6 weeks. And if you're
Right.
not willing to, you'll get whatever you get out of this podcast, but the personal discovery, the experience that's available in holy shit, the
Yeah.
alternative to that. And the alternative to that is what if responsibility were a future based conversation? What if it was
Mm.
looking forward? What if responsibility was, okay, whatever happened in the past happened.
Right.
Doesn't mean don't hold people to account, doesn't mean any of that. It
Yeah.
just means right now, this is happening. It's raining,
Right. Right. Right.
and
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
outside without an umbrella. Okay. I don't need to know who's responsible for me not having an umbrella to know to handle what I'm doing in the future about not having an umbrella in the rain.
Right.
So if you look
Right.
to the future and you
Yeah.
declared yourself responsible,
Yeah.
you would
Right.
discover openings to act. Because if you were responsible in the moment and looking forward,
Yeah.
I'm responsible for what's happening next, right?
Totally. Yeah.
That world, we literally why I, as much as any other conversation in the leaders training program and what I lead with Landmark, why I still lead with Landmark and why it's, half my life is invested in that conversation is because there's not a more empowering context for that. Nothing
Right.
happens to me that I can't handle because I'm responsible for it,
Right. 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 Right.
right?
So then
That's
you were
where we start.
saying, so you were saying the, every should, every have to is abdicating responsibility. Like
Yes.
I should have had an umbrella. I should have brought a jacket. You should have told me it was raining. You should have given me an umbrella or a jacket.
Yes. And
And yeah,
I mean, when you say it, Chris, can't you hear the complete
uh,
lack
of,
of,
yeah, abdicating responsibility. Like, yeah, like it's not my fault. I'm
well,
in this situation.
first of all, you're still in the game of looking to the past,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not forward. So
Yeah.
there's that problematic in terms of your performance.
Yeah.
You're still getting wet. Okay. You're just standing in the rain yelling at your spouse,
Hmm.
kids, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
partner. You're just not in the world of
Mm.
making something happen about the situation. So just take that aside. That's not a minimal part of this conversation, but
Yeah.
it's not the part that struck me newly this time. What struck me
Right.
newly this time was just even if I look out to the future and anytime it shows up like I should. And I should is often a future-based reference. Not I should have,
Ah, sure. Okay. Sure.
but
Sure.
even
Sure.
if
Yeah.
I'm looking toward the future with I
Yeah.
should. This was the part that for me I really hadn't explored that I wanted to use as a prompt. But if
Mm,
you don't set it up
that's
inside
good.
the context of responsibility that I'm talking about,
That's good. Right.
it I don't know where you go with it.
Right. That's great. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Dad, what do you hear? Because I
Well, yeah. I mean, even um, sometimes it's not even on the nose or direct. Um, I can hear it in my own conversations for things like not maybe I should, but this shouldn't be this way. This should be better. This should be like, business has been my sandbox for 20 years. And
Ballywick, you missed the opportunity to say
oh,
Ballywick, and
oh, it was right in
I
front of me. How did I
I
miss
can't
that?
I can't
I
with
don't know.
you.
How did
I
I miss
can't.
that? Oh God.
Uh,
Yeah. And I often have had thoughts let me see if I often feel like I am responsible for where I'm at now. I do the work. What I have or don't have is because of what I've done or haven't done. But
Different
I'll
kind of
look out,
responsibility, but okay.
but I look out, right, but I look out in the future and I think this shouldn't be this way.
Yes.
I look out into the future and I think, I mean, it's futuristic because I'm like, what else do I have to do? This isn't um it shouldn't be this way. I guess that is a past phenomenon, but I
No,
guess
but
I'm
even
putting
if you look out and say it shouldn't be this way, you're looking at the present, maybe not even the past,
it's
right?
a
It's
little bit of maybe the angst about it though is putting that past in my future with like it shouldn't be this way and it's going to continue to be this way
yeah,
because
well,
I've done
that
so
for
much
sure
to
is happening. Okay. That's the default mode network. All of this is default mode network.
yeah.
Okay. What I've done with this since I thought of this over the weekend was I started uh, connecting this to what Sartre,
Yeah, I don't
Jean-Paul
know.
Sartre.
I know, yeah. Thank you.
How do we say that?
I don't know.
We've read it, don't hear it
Sart.
enough.
Yeah.
Sartre.
Sart. Sart.
Sartre, Sartre. Um, boy, do I feel anti-intellectual. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
you're a dummy.
I just feel dummy. Anyway, his thinking, he has an idea, a premise of called bad faith. And bad faith is fundamentally when we lie to ourselves, we lie to others, we say something to the effect of, I could do no other. We believe our point of view is the true point of view, and then we assign causation, we assign the causation of our actions to our point of view. In other words, I could do no other because of the way the world is to me. So where you're acting in
Sure.
bad faith in saying I could do no other. Yes, you could
Right.
have.
What else was I supposed to do?
Yes, you could have done anything. You always have choice. This is a very existentialist
Ooh,
point of view.
agency.
Yes, complete agency. You always have a choice about I'm choosing to stay in this job. I have to go to work. The fuck you do.
Right. Right.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And the more you pretend you have to, the less responsible you are for the future.
Yeah. Right.
So, and the thing that I was interested in about this is, well, I'm interested in a lot about it, but right. So even if you, before we get to the thing I was just going to say, just go back to when you look at the future for a minute and you start pretending, and this is bad faith, to pretend I should do that. Forget about the past, forget who's responsible or accountable or whatever you want to for the current situation. You've spent most of your life in business. What else do I have to do? This is the way it is. Your life is the way it is, right? You're relatively recently divorced. You're your
Yeah.
business is the way it is. All these things. That's
Yep.
just the reality. Now, if you look out at the future and you say something like "I have to" or "I should," about your future actions, you're not actually invalidating anything about the current reality. You're not necessarily,
Okay.
right? You're
I'm
just
with you.
looking out at the future. And you're saying, okay, I should. In that moment of I should, what has who said should where'd the should come from? Who says should? Who says that's true? You should, says who? But
Right.
really, take a look.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's there for me about that is just some version of what who has already been running the show, like who has already been calling the shots. Like whatever
Right.
I've been creating is who is instructing future shoulds and have tos,
Yeah.
which I can see could prevent me from creating something different, creating from a beginner's mind, if you will, like some sort
Yeah.
of a what else could be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a complete lack,
Mhm.
abdication
Mm,
of
mhm.
personal responsibility. Now, what's responsible for whatever actions I take is whatever past me, unreliable narrator
Yeah.
in my head has said matches the me it's created me as already and the view of life that it's already created that life is.
Yeah. Which is bad faith because it's being confirmed on the point of view of all of that.
100%. You
Yeah.
completely nailed it. That's why it's
Yeah.
bad faith.
Yeah.
That's exactly why it's bad faith because
Yeah.
you're pretending this is fucking true when really you just fucking made it up.
Yeah.
And everyone's running around like this. This is why the political situation, this is why the world looks the way the world looks is because everyone's acting in bad faith. Everyone's
Mhm.
pretending that their point of view about the way it's supposed to be is the right way it's supposed to be, and they could act no other way.
Right.
You see it all, I mean, you see it in every different scenario.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from a neuroscience and from a mindfulness perspective, right, which I now combine, that's your default mode network is the engine of bad faith.
Uh-huh.
Your protective default view
Yeah.
that's designed to protect you, keep you safe, is going to continuously and consistently invent shoulds, have tos of because being out there on the skinny, saying because
Yeah.
so that you, it's identified as you,
Yeah.
the you that it's put together so that you don't have to start every conversation from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's useful. It's not like this is, you don't, the game's not to destroy your default mode net. Well, you could in anyway, but not the game because it does
Yeah.
have that survive, right? It's just, it's located the you that you are as an identity that it put together already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can't see the vast limitation of that, you can't do anything about it. You won't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But if you can see the vast limitation of that particular point of view that it's created for you,
Yeah.
should really?
Yeah.
They should do that? Really? They were
Right.
supposed to have done that? Really? Says who? Says who? Oh, I mean, I like, in the book I write, that distinction unreliable narrator is, like Humbert Humbert. You ever read Lolita?
Mm-mm.
Dude,
Dude.
Lolita's crazy. Crazy. Do you ever read Catcher in the Rye?
Oh man, a long time ago.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's become a standard in American education, right? Which is
Yeah.
great. I'm not at all saying it shouldn't be. Um, but Holden Caulfield is generally held up as a stereotype for an unreliable narrator.
Got it.
We see the story through his view, and we're
Yeah.
asked to believe his view is the truth. I mean, that only, and it's obvious in reading it that it's not. I mean,
Right.
and any reading of that book, you're seeing it through a very specific point of view. You don't pretend you're seeing reality. Lolita's even more uh,
Yeah.
uh, um, obvious of an example because you're talking about a child molester
Yeah.
and rapist, and you see the entire story through his eyes. And he is, in a very real way, a sympathetic character. He's telling the story. And for him, he's not a rapist. He's the love is love guy. I mean, really, it's unbelievable. The book's unbelievable. It's anyway,
Yeah.
we have that.
Right.
That's who's saying should in our
Right.
head. Holden Caulfield is saying you should. What the fuck? Really? It's an
Mm,
abdication of and it's
mm,
every time we do it, it has us step back from the abyss of the inherent and undeniable and literally unchanging uncertainty that life is,
yeah.
because there is no right answer. There is no should in reality. There's action and consequences.
Right. So, yeah. So you had said this gets, well, see, is this what you said? Like it gets in the way then of allowance and acceptance, of allowing and acceptance.
Well, I think allowing and accepting is what interrupts this. Like
Ah,
if we are the because, the should, the have to gets triggered when we, let's see. I think use a useful framework might be next time you should or have to or need to or because
mm-hmm,
you can use that as a flag to take a
mm-hmm,
beat and
mm-hmm.
look to see, okay, what is it about this situation that I'm not allowing, that I'm resisting, that I'm fearful of, that I'm scared of? What am I not
Yeah.
accepting? What is not, you know, when you look out at your, future of your business world, business life, it shouldn't be this way is clearly a statement of I do not allow or accept this to be the way it
Correct.
is. I'm fighting with
Correct.
reality. And
100%.
even if you aren't declaring it about the present, which is I think it's very obvious that that's the way that is in the present.
Yeah.
If you're pointing your attention out to the future and you say, I should,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like what Alan Watts is talking about when you say you don't make the river flow faster by pushing it.
Mm-hmm. Meaning
Should
I don't make my future the way I want it to be by saying it should be a certain way.
You're not, that's right. You're not willing to be in a dance with reality at that point.
Yeah.
Now it's you and your unreliable narrator
Yeah.
judging, assessing,
Yeah.
opining, and you are one
Well,
step removed from being able to impact reality.
so if I put this in like real life context, we'll just go back to my 20 years in business thing. There's a lot of I can see where, as you say, I get wrapped around the axle of my goal, my
Hmm.
intention, my desire. I don't care if you dress it up in Abraham language, like my rocket of desire is this, but then I get wrapped around the axle of like, I need to work harder. I should work harder. This is what needs to happen. Like this, I'm going to make this work. I don't quit. I shouldn't quit. I have to stick with it. There's a lot of actions, gyrations, activities that happen in the name of fulfilling something I said I wanted, but who's doing the fulfilling is the bad faith narrator who is telling me, calling the shots from the sideline of what he thinks should happen. And I
Yeah.
can go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. You were on a roll. So keep going.
Well, I can, so you and I are doing this 21-day experiment in our mindful mastery group. And I don't think I said this in the last podcast, but maybe I did. I just, I started looking at the cue, the thing that starts to get in the way of the thing I say I want, which at the time I was using working out as sort of the thing I say I want, but I don't do. I should work out. I have to work out. Those things. And I, in noticing, could feel as I walked past the workout room in the house, I could feel this thought like, I don't have time to work out. I have to figure out how to make money. And I mean, that's such an unrelated, weird thought, but I could feel it. And then all of a sudden that feeling in my body, because that's part of the exercise. What does that feel like in your body? I could feel where else that shows up. That thought, I don't have time to do what blank. I have to figure out how to make money. And
Right.
that bad faith narrator is the one who's been saying you have to figure out how to make money. That's the have to. You have to figure out how to make money. And that has been running my life for 20 years in business, and it has prevented acceptance and allowance. It's prevented me being with what is here. What are my gifts? What are my encodings? What am I good at? What do I enjoy? Because I'm so wrapped around the axle of having to figure out how to make money.
Right.
And I did not see that until this noticing exercise, that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
And
testimony for your work.
I hear you. I think the next, the utility here is in flagging should have to because
Yeah.
as, oh, that's my bad faith engine kicking in. It's trying to
Right.
protect me, right? Says
Yeah.
who? Let me notice
Yeah.
because I think that thing I just distinguished for myself is useful because the moment you operate from I should, not only are you operating in bad faith, but you're one step removed from reality.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not, your hands are not on the dials and levers of what's actually happening. You're trying to move around inside a
Yeah.
bubble that's not real.
Right.
You can't actually, your conversations with people, I think, are inherently less effective because you're talking to yourself. This is where the forum is so unbelievably useful, right? Like the different layers of it, because that's your already always listening happening. That's your, the things they're saying are you're no longer here, not no longer, you haven't started to
Yeah.
hear what they're saying. You're hearing what you're saying about what they're saying,
Yeah. Right. Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're acting
Yeah.
as if what you said about what they're saying is what they said.
Yeah.
And that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
They're saying whatever they're saying, and you're not there.
Right. Yeah. So what
You
I just
shouldn't be
saw in that
saying that.
was the question that was coming up for me was, well, what happens after allowing and accepting? Like I'm now allowing, I'm now accepting, and what showed up for me in the last minute here has been being responsible.
Yeah.
We're full circle back to being
Yeah.
responsible.
Perfect. And responsible in the sense of, all right, what am I going to do now?
Right.
From
Right.
nothing. From
From
like
nothing. Right.
with no filter on about what it's supposed to look like. I'm committed to X. What would be and then this is a cottywomple
Yeah.
opportunity. What's the next action that'll give me a chance to fulfill on what's next?
I wonder if that bad faith narrator also might say, I can't. Like I should, I have to, but
Totally.
also I can't. I think so. So what opened up for me in the last week in doing this noticing, and specifically this voice that says, I can't do blank, I have to figure out how to make money, was I got to neutral. I got to zero. I got to like just what's here in front of me.
Mhm.
It's, oh, it's raining. Oh, okay, it's raining. Oh, okay. Uh, money has been a thing. Like I understand business. I understand other, I understand marketing. I understand things, but I'm I've never been great at it or don't enjoy it. Like whatever. I just felt like it's something I have to do, and I've spent 20 years trying to figure this shit out. It's hilarious. But there are some other things I'm so good at. I'm super good at, but I haven't. If you looked at the my calendar and you looked at how much time in a week I spend doing the things I'm best at, it's a very small percentage of the time, and the majority of my time goes to trying to figure out how to make money. And I was left with in that clearing, I was left with, huh, like I could just get a job. Jim Collins calls this flipping the arrow of money in his newest book, right? The What to Make of a Life. He's like, look, these people who went on and did great works figured out ways to have money work for, have money come in so they could give their time and attention to the work rather than working so that they could have the money. They figured. So then I sat there, I applied for a job. I'm 3 interviews in to becoming a certified golf coach. What's up,
That's so
man?
great.
I love golf. I've played it my whole life. I'm a good instructor. Like there's some things, and it's got a decent income, and it's the kind of thing that would give me a puppy and put me in the
Mhm.
corner. It's the kind
Yeah,
of thing that would have me not be wrapped around the axle of something. And I would not have seen that because my point was I would not have seen that as an opportunity because the bad faith narrator would say, you can't do that. You can't divide your attention from the thing you said you're out to accomplish.
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's right. You already have somewhere seated was I got to be an entrepreneur. That
Yeah.
means hunker down, all my attention. And every bit of input that has gone into creating that solid persona over the last 20 years has been filtered through that without any responsibility on your part.
Yeah.
It's all out,
Yeah.
it's all should,
Yeah.
and it all seems logical and it's
Right.
airtight.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. God, Chris, we could use this too as a separate prompt and a really
Mm.
interesting thing. Anything that's airtight is fucked.
Yeah.
Any argument that's airtight is fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a big
That's
airtight guy.
that's so funny.
Like I love an airtight
Well,
argument.
it's like that's, influencer stuff. Influencer stuff is all airtight. Like this is how you do it, the 6 steps to this, and here's how you really want to make money. I mean, it's clickbait. Clickbait is
Yes.
is that's what it is. Oh,
Yes.
somebody found an airtight way for me to make money. Oh my God, I better buy that. I should click on that.
Because
That's
and
clickbait.
that's the default mode network looking
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
security,
Right.
safety.
Yes.
There's no airtight
Yes.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's exploration, right? Buddha said, if you meet me in the street, kill me. There is no airtight anything. Do not believe what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Don't believe anything that's not true in your own experience. But we're
Right.
so removed from our own experience,
Yeah.
should have to, because remove is a
Yeah.
barrier
Yeah.
to our experience. We're not experiencing I should. The thing that comes after I should, we don't experience that. It
Right.
comes intellectually. It comes from us out into
Hmm.
reality versus from reality to us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, oh, let me have the
Hmm.
environment. Let me
Flipping the arrow of reality.
Well, I mean, this is this again, my Alan Watts this morning in the shower,
Hmm.
right? How Alan Watts got in my shower, I'll never know. But the opportunity of flowing with the river versus pushing the river.
Yeah.
Reality's going one
Ooh, dude.
direction.
Yeah.
Let
Dude,
me
that's good.
navigate the boat in the direction it's actually going because I'm tuned into how it's going rather than railing against it shouldn't be going this way.
I was taking a walk yesterday and I'm sort of anxious. I'm not anxious in a good way. Like I'm excited for these interviews and these callbacks. And I'm like, okay, it was Monday. So I'm like, oh, I hope, that I get a call or email or something. And I was walking thinking, what if this doesn't work? Like when's the other shoe going to drop? Which reminded me of your book. There's this like, it's never so good. It can't get worse. It's like there's like this, what's going to happen? And there was something about just, I thought about the invisible hand. Like, could I accept and allow that there is an invisible hand? And
Yes.
it was so hard to get to. It's like I have such a rut or a groove um, ingrained in my narrative.
Well, it's funny you say that because one of the conclusions I came to in writing my new Substack. Do you know I have a Substack? So the that is all about this. It's the
Oh,
subject is
good.
that coming to
Mm,
working your way through this leaves you
mm,
at faith.
mm. That's acceptance and allowance feels like that's what that
It's
is.
that's faith.
Yeah,
That's what that is. That's the word.
yeah,
You don't need faith on the things you know are going to happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You don't need any faith for that. And
yeah,
it's the counter to bad faith, which is pretending you know what's going to happen or pretending you know how it's supposed to unfold versus I have faith.
yeah, 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 yeah.
We're dropping the mic on that. That's it.
Mic drop. Whew,
Whew.
man. Yeah,
That
no,
was a
that's
that
that's
was a
rich.
nice little richness there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we're both on Substack now, and you can
That's
follow
right.
us there. That's
That's
right.
right.
Well, you can hit up the
What
Mindful Mastery, right? If
what are
you're
your
interested.
what are the most recent URLs? I think I keep posting ones from like forever ago. Like what are the places you are sending people to these
I
days?
I have redone my website, so it's a hub.
A hub,
Exactly. I know, which is not such a
the
fun word.
mindful hub, the
It's just
hub of mindfulness.
aaronhendon.com.
What's it
It's just
called?
aaronhendon.com. But
Okay.
I had it redone over the weekend and all my links are the different courses.
Okay, good.
Although I don't have mindful mastery in there, and that is good. I will have to add that. You know,
Well, I'll put that link. That's pretty easy, everybody.
right.
AaronHandon.com. But I'll put that in the show notes if you just want to click that. Yeah, man. Good. Well, this was rich. And I know I've been it's interesting if you just could very slyly control things. Like I um do not like putting myself in a space where I feel uncertain.
Yeah, no one
And
does.
I can what's that called? We talked about did we talk about look maxing last week? Was that look maxing?
We've talked about it. Yeah.
But I think we had a guest on. I was talking about look maxing. Oh yeah, no, it was our guest last week. Yeah, yeah. Uh, like I can do some look maxing around my control so that it doesn't look controlled. Like I can be very like evolved, enlightened around how I control things.
Yeah.
Um, at least that's what I think happens. But underneath the surface, I'm holding on to things pretty tightly, and um, it gets in the way of that what's available through faith. Like I know on the other side of that there is if I really go spiritual on it, like I just think of a benevolent universe, like my best interest, my highest good. Like if I could just let go of the things I'm trying to control, there's an invisible hand who's helping me get to where I want to go. And I think that's been the best part of mindfulness for me in these practices is getting to acceptance and allowance.
That's the whole fucking game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Great, dude. All right, keep practicing.
Thanks,
Everyone,
everybody.
until next week. Namaste, motherfuckers.
Peace out.